今天12多，哎，是不是没弄到？啊，对对，是这个，没改。Okay. Today I have limited time. I need to hurry up.
You have 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
This is the first story, the new words. And anything you found familiar?
Well,
I believe this one is used in Jim's story.
yeah,
There's
sooner
another-
there.
And this also used in
Right.
another day.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a rock. Okay. It's a piece of carpet.
Yeah.
And this is a country, right?
There.
Yeah, you know?
Yeah.
You're right. Okay. The football team is better than us, right? Persia.
What?
Football team of Persia is
Where is
Persia is in Asia,
Persia is an old country.
old country, but it's also now it's also called Persia.
Was it Iran? Israel.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Where?
West is
Okay.
something
Hardware.
something made by metal or merchandise, something useful. Tempt is temptation. Tempt. So no, the meaning
No.
it means
Yeah.
tempt. Be tempted. Be tempted by women. Be tempted by something attractive.
I remember that we have and
This one.
and there is another word, induce.
Induce. Yeah.
Induce is
Induce. Yeah.
same thing.
Yeah.
Same
I think similar. I think induce.
Induce.
Induce. I think induce will be more passive, and tempt will be. Oh, it's I don't know.
Yeah. Seduce.
Seduce. Yeah. It's especially
not
means.
induce.
And
Also
this
induce.
disembargo.
Same meaning. No.
Not the same. Maybe used in different situation. Disembargo. Anyone knows disembargo?
No.
No, disembargo means.
How to pronounce it?
Disembargo. Disembargo.
Disembark.
Yeah, disembark.
Disembark.
Disembark. You're right.
Disembark.
Disembark.
On
Yeah. I know when our product, software product, shipped to customer, we also say it's embargo.
Yeah.
I believe it's the same part of the word.
Embark means you get
Yeah,
ready.
out of.
Get out.
Yeah.
No sooner there.
Asio.
Asio.
Asio is yeah.
Asio.
Sometimes it means attack, and sometimes it means annoy. Or I was assailed by a sales. They assailed me in the phone. I received a phone call. He assailed me to try to persuade me buy insurance. Assail. Okay.
I saw this word is often used in our emails.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it said, I do not mean to assail you or assail somebody.
Yes. Yeah. This. Go to great lengths is expression.
What's it?
Yeah.
Can you
guess? It means
What kind?
try very hard to
Yeah.
do something. And inscript.
Inscription.
Yes, right. Inscript in the stone. Set in the inscript in something. If you write down something, but the inscript means you write down something in very hard, like a rock or metal.
Yeah.
Inscript. And outrageous.
Angry.
Yeah. Outrageous. Thrust. Put something inside some. Okay, this second one, and let's go back to this one. The first story. Small boat loaded with wares sped into the great liner when she entered the harbor. The great liner, do you still remember?
Great line.
Great liner, it means a very big ship with tourism.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The small boat loaded with wares sped means speed to great liner when she entered the harbor. Before she had anchored, men from the boat began climbing on board. The deck was soon covered with beautiful rags from Persia, silks from India, and copper coffee pot, and beautiful handmade silverware. It is difficult not to be tempted. Some of the tourism had begun to bargaining with the tradesmen. I decided not to buy anything until I disembarked. Until I was disembarked. It was no sooner I got off the ship than I was assailed by a man who wanted to sell me diamond ring. I have no intention of buying one, but I cannot conceal the fact that I was impressed by the size of the diamond. The son of the diamond were as big as marbles. The man went to great lengths to persuade it was real. When we walk past a shop, he held a diamond against a window and made a deep impression in the glass. It took me over half an hour to get rid of him. The next man approached me is selling expensive pens and watches. I examined one of the pens carefully. It looked certainly genuine. At the base of the golden cap, the word "Made in the U.S." has been neatly inscribed. The man told me this is worth £50, and as a special favor, he would allow me to have it for £30. I shook my head and held up 5 fingers, indicating I was willing to pay £5. Gesticulating wildly. He acted as if he found my offer was outrageous, and he finally reduced the price to £10. I shrugged my shoulder. I began to walk away. He ran after me very soon and thrust the pen into my hands. Though he threw up his arm in despair, he kept throwing up his arm in despair. He steadily accepted the £5 I gave him. I felt very pleased for the wonderful bargain until I got back to the ship. No matter how hard I tried, I could not fill this beautiful pen with ink, and to this day, it didn't write down a single word. This is the first story. Let's go to the next one. Next one story is about a joke, comic situation. This is a new verse. I hope you know these people.
No.
This
Chaplin.
Chaplin is
Drawing.
famous. Yes, Chaplin's film. And stern. Stern here means stern means the root of a tree, right?
Yeah.
The body of a tree. But here it means a stern from somewhere. Like a stern from US means it's originated from US. Stern. It also has a meaning of as origin.
Yeah.
Origin. Stern. Plaster. 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 I remember someone used plaster. You use plaster or you use plaster. Plaster means if you've broken your arm or leg, you go to hospital. They will handle this plaster to fix your body. Plaster. Yes, we have some explanation. This one, console, means the impression, to say something. Hovering. Yes, it's hover along. Marble means you say something without a complaint. And pasta actually is not capital. Pasta means no, sorry. This take heart. Take heart means you feel strength and you want to do it at your best. Sure enough. I see it very often. Sure enough. It's a connecting word. Pasta. I should explain pasta. Pasta means persuading something continuously, and you try very hard to persuade. It has a similar meaning of a sale, I think. And yeah, you're a pastor. Okay. Well, you know pastor, right?
But I'm not sure why it's similar as
pastor means if I persuade you, it will not offend you. But if I pastor you to doing something, it will offend you. It's stronger than persuade. You'll just not give up, no matter how other feelings. Okay, here I'm start the second one story. Whether we found a story funny or not, depends on largely on well have we been brought up. The sense of humor is mysteriously bound up with the national characteristic. And a Frenchman, for instance, might find it difficult to laugh at a Russian joke. At the same way, a Russian might fail to see anything amusing in a joke which would cause an Englishman laugh to tears. In spite of the national differences, there is in spite of in spite of in spite of national differences, there are certain circumstances. in spite of national differences, there were some um, comic. I come to my mind. The comic. There are comic situations have a universal appearance. No matter where you live in, you will find it difficult not to laugh at, say, Charles Chaplin's early film. Now, however, there is a sort of humor which stirs from the U.S. Has recently come into fashion. It is called sick humor. Some people find this kind of humor distasteful. The following example of a sick humor enable you to judge by yourself. A man who had broken his right legs was taken to hospital a few weeks before the Christmas. From the moment he arrived there, he pestered the doctor to tell him when would he be able to go home. He dreaded having to spend the Christmas in hospital. Though the doctor tried his best, the patient's recovery was very slow. On the Christmas day, the man's right leg was still in plaster. The man spent the miserable day in the bed and thinking of all the fun he missed. At the following day, however, the doctor consoled him by telling him that his chances to live in the time for New Year's celebration were good. The man took hearted, and sure enough, on the New Year celebration, on the New Year Eve, he hobbled along to a party. To compensate his unpleasant experience in the hospital, he drank a little more than were good for him. In the process, he enjoyed thoroughly and keep telling everyone how much he hated the hospital. He was mumbling something about the hospital when he slipped in a piece of ice and broke his left leg. Okay, that's done.
Okay.
Little accident.